Hello everyone, TardisGuy123 here, and today I'm going to be reviewing The Ambassadors of Death. Now this is the third Doctor story. It's the third story as a matter of fact. And I only got this a couple of days ago. It arrived on a Friday. And yeah, I watched it and I must say I was very impressed by it. It is an amazing story. I think if you haven't watched it, it's one to definitely think about picking up. So, yeah, let's dive straight in. So, the story is quite, different to... It's in the, 7th season, which was a lot more of an adult one. And you can see that coming through here, with some of the elements like, spoiler here. I won't give the scientist's name, but there is a scientist who gets locked up and put in protective custody and threatens to reveal the secrets to Unit, and to get rid of him they put a isotope in his cell. They sneak that in there, and that basically gives off radiation which kills him. See, it's not actually seeing that he dies and whatnot, you just see him panicking with the isotope in there, but it is pretty gruesome idea, and it does lurk in your mind for a bit afterwards. And yeah, also there was, there's lots of action scenes in this as well, especially towards the start, I think. And the Brigadier's getting in on them quite a fair bit, so I think this story is great for that fact. I think the Brigadier, and arguably Unit 2, is at its best in this story. Because the Brigadier is doing loads of action stuff and whatnot. My brother watched the first part of this with me, and he's not too much of a Doctor Who fan, but he did say he was very impressed by the action scenes in this, which surprised me. So yeah, I'm happy with that. And so yeah, the action scenes are amazing. The ambassadors themselves are quite menacing, really. It's just kind of like that idea that the less you serve them, the better. And I wasn't too sure about one of them taking a helmet off, but I think in some ways it works, because it's only just like a quick shot and then she runs out. She being Liz, by the way. And yeah, it's quite well done, but I'm still not sure whether it should have been revealed what was under the helmet or not. I mean, and this story technically features not the third Doctor's first trip into space. Albeit he's not using the TARDIS, he's just going up there in a rocket. Recovery 8, I think he goes up in. No, he goes up in Recovery 7, sorry. So, yeah, that's quite good. This Shaw is kidnapped for most of it. And I think Caroline John does a great job with that, and the escape and whatnot, and working with fellow scientists while in prison. And I like the idea that there isn't really a villain in this. You could say that General Carrington is the villain, but he's more just kind of like driven mad by the loss of his fellow astronaut, and he's just trying his best to do what he calls his moral duty, which, as a matter of fact, would lead to the destruction of Earth. So yeah, that's quite interesting. It's good to see human villains used instead of the typical aliens invading Earth, because the aliens are actually ambassadors and whatnot. And I think that just was a great idea. Now, this is the last story David Whittaker wrote, because he proved unable to write for the new formula, or so, because obviously it was now Earthbound. And they thought, you know what, he's not really capable of writing for this formula, because apparently they kept getting rewrites, and the rewrites kept getting worse and worse, so eventually Malcolm Holt, Terence Dix and Trevor Ray had to come together to write it and make it fit and whatnot, but it was a bit difficult. In fact, I would say there are some similarities between this and the Seeds of Death. I don't know why, but there are quite a few, like the idea of space control and whatnot. And I think because this was written originally to have the second Doctor in it by writer, because it was originally written to have second Doctor, Jamie and Zoe in it, it would have probably been quite a different story. And I think it would have been more along the lines of the Seeds of Death. But anyway, that's besides the point. So the story itself has brilliant action sequences, mainly, and one thing that I didn't really like, and this is the thing that marks it down for me, along with some other minor niggles that I have, but the main thing for me is the ending. It was just so flat, really, for me. I'll try not to give it away, but it squeezed on to the last minutes of episode 7, and basically it just seemed to happen, and then the bad guys give up, and then nothing else really happens. It just stops, and then you're just like, what? So yeah, I didn't like that too much. But overall, it is an amazing story, and one that I would recommend you watch if you haven't seen it already. And while it's no Inferno, well, it is very close to Inferno, I must admit. But I will say it is 9 out of 10, not 10 out of 10. Well, I would like to give it 10 because I did really enjoy it up to the ending, and there are a few minor flaws. I just can't forgive that ending, really. So yeah, I'd say 9 out of 10 for this one. The ambassadors are very creepy, and there are loads of other elements. The action scenes, as I keep stressing, are amazing in this. So yeah, I think I'll end it off there. And yeah, thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all next week with another review. I'm not sure what of yet. Again, I keep kind of making this up as I go along. Don't really have too much of a plan, I don't think. It might be a first Doctor story, I'll say that much. So yeah, that's that. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next week. Bye, everyone.